pretty close, but I will we'll just talk a bit about your thought process going into this tourney. How confident were you into like your opposing top laner at the start of this game?
Well, I saw like 500 games on Lilia, and so we had to ban that. So I felt very confident after Lilia's banned, but that Lilia probably would have destroyed me.
So I see. So whose call was it on your team to like where we saw the Timo pick, and that's a surprising pick because I don't see you having much experience on Timo. What created this pick in general? What
Um,
inspired it?
I actually, when I started playing top lane, I played Teemo as like a really easy way to learn top and just troll people. And so I'm pretty good at Teemo. I just don't ever play it, so it doesn't sit in my mastery ever. Like it's
I
been
see.
years since I played Teemo.
So
But
while this game was going on, the first game was like an hour plus. The second game
mm,
was pretty long. Then there was a third game also, right? So what was your thought process on where how did you guys maintain mental? Like how were comms going game two, game three as like the time was going on? You guys were like 2 to 3 hours into the event.
we took like breaks between games. Everyone went, got some snacks, and lots of focusing on communication in the game. And then when we're out of the game, we'd chat and have fun. And then when we're in the game, we would just focus on the game and nothing too serious.
Right. Yeah. So game three, uh, we I saw that there was some. Obviously, your coaches cannot talk to you, but you really liked pressing E. Tell us what was going through your thoughts when you were like going for the back door at the end of
I
that fight.
I wanted to make it a better viewing experience, so we had to increase the intensity of the event. So I need to get some
Mm.
kills on Nexus there before we ended. We didn't want to just end right away on a backdoor again because we already did that. So we had to make it more climactic
Wow,
for the
that's a take.
content.
All right, I like it. I like it. So now, is there anything? I mean, I think we're done for most questions. Is there anything you would like to say about your team, your coach, like who maybe you have your own personal MVP, like anything? Go ahead.
The coach very Fish was very helpful, teaching us all about how to play in a 5v5 setting versus not everyone has done that before potentially. And the team has been practicing a lot over the week. Everyone's been playing really well, and we've just been synergizing together very well. Yeah, GG team, and GG team's on.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's that. Let's see. We will interview someone we thought was like the MVP on the other team and just how their games went, or we could interview the other team's coach. We'll do both. Yami, I'd like to ask you to also pick the MVP as the caster for both games because I missed a bit of game two because I was a bit busy. So, Yami, who would you say the other team's MVP is?
I would say the mid laner on Team Zon would be a good interview tap. He really did pretty well in
All right.
game.
Can we give the mid laner on Team Zon talking permissions and they can leave the call and come back and we can make this work? So the mid laner for Zon was BF the dub. Yeah, yeah. Hello, B Woody.
I'd just like to say I'm pretty sure the MVP is actually Liren.
Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, either way, let's hear your thoughts on it though. But yeah, humility is a great trait though. I appreciate that.
I just want to call his like 4-0 Shen game against like a dominant whatever the I character name is. But that was it was just great. I just wanted to make sure he gets the props he deserves. Um, what was your question?
Sure, we could start. Going into this tourney, did you have any like strats that you guys prepped that you just weren't able to like pull out for it, or did you guys like use most things you did prep for?
Yeah, I really wanted to play Syndra into Victor. And I'm unappreciative of their banning away my Syndra in the first game.
Mm,
Uh, I didn't expect we planned on first picking Tristana. I didn't honestly I didn't I was not thinking. Looking back, I really wish we would have picked Victor first game. I think that like our Victor, I'm just so much more confident on Victor. Um, I've played like every matchup, every awful matchup, every good matchup, and we were not able to execute on like the Victor plays and then obviously top, right? Like they had like three or four top bands every single game. Liren just got like targeted as the man couldn't play his game. So those were our the strategies we had that we weren't able to execute on.
I see. All right. Was there any unique moment where like you think was like one thing you can improve on personally? Because maybe you'll play with the same team in a future event, maybe you won't, but like something you learned during this tourney that you'd like to share?
Yeah, our coach came in after our second game. I was feeling really high. Like I feel like I played really well on the Victor. We all, like I said, Shen had that like 4-0 game after. I mean, like he was just getting wrecked. And but like he's 0 deaths. I was at the end of the game I was just flabbergasted. Like, how do you not die there? But our coach walked in and was like, "Hey, so I was high up on the world," and he said, "You gotta, you're a little too aggressive. Like, what if they flash Q you, right? Like, what if Leona or what if I don't know, like or Alistar flash and knocks you up, right? Like you're just dead." And so to me, it was posturing, and that's something that I struggle with playing Victor as a whole. Like he's a bully, right? His identity is a lane bully, but he doesn't necessarily bully into the late game if you don't have like a front line to back you up. So that was something that I learned, and then also just like don't drink so much water, dude. I had to pee like 10 minutes into every single game, and I was peeing like twice during the breaks. I drank like 2.5 Red Bulls, shit ton of water. That's probably my biggest one.
Yeah, hydration's really important. Thank you for your time. Let me ask, I would like to talk to the coaches now. Since we recently talked to this team, we'll talk to the other team's coach first to get a little variety. Is the coach for the team with the Teemo player available? Hello, Fish.
Hello.
Hello. So yeah, tell us a bit about the prep work you guys did into this tourney, because you guys had a few weeks, or at least a week, rather, I should say, where you guys knew everyone together. Like, what were some ideas or special plans you guys had to like create a cohesive 5v5 environment?
I think, firstly, everyone was very, what's the word for this? Very involved. So I've never really had a team chat pop off so much, but it was popping off like every single day. And I think it was neat because it just shows the amount of investment and drive that my team wanted to win. So seeing that, I was kind of like, okay, like it seems like my team really wants to win, really wants to practice together, and let me just try to support them however I can, right? So we did do a lot of practices together as well as scouting the enemy team. Something interesting we found was that the mid laner, the enemy mid laner and our mid laner shares basically the same champ pool, and same thing with the bot lane as well. So we're trying to plan drafts around that in case things are banned out, or trying to figure out priority picks.
Okay, so then for the example for the Kayle game, was the Kayle something that you guys saw coming into the game where you knew that would be picked or played most likely?
We did. We knew that was part of Lyvern's pool. Something we did talk about during practice was about how to push leads. And I think in that game, we had like a 16-2, lead in the early to mid game, but then we weren't able to push that really hard. And so, yeah, we basically got outscaled. And I think that the other team did really, really well in just stepping it up from their game one and capitalizing on that Kayle scaling.
All right, yeah. And then was there any picks or interesting strats you guys had that you guys were just not able to bring out in this series, but you guys did practice or think about?
Yeah, we actually practiced a lot of Thresh. Unfortunately, that was permabanned. I think Chase would have liked to play that for sure. And, though I do have to say, Chase had during practice, he had some questionable lanterns. So maybe it was a good thing.
Yeah, it's okay.
Just kidding. No.
Yeah.
No, it would have been nice. All
right, yeah. Then, okay. I mean, I think that does it for most of the basic questions. Is there anything you want to like highlight or say about your team that you think was really cool, or like you didn't really expect this or anything? Yeah, during this.
Yeah, they're the best. Yo, Colby. Colby's the best too. I think it's very rare that our top laner just wins. Okay, this is like personal experience. I feel like in solo queue games and like games like that, fives as well, it's kind of hard for top lane to or I guess like it's kind of hard to find players where they kind of like roll top lane. And I was very, very surprised and impressed even during all of our practices as well. I think he's just a very confident player. For the rest of my team, I was very surprised and impressed by all of them as well. I think they all genuinely play better than their current skill levels and whatever rank they achieved last split. So I'm looking forward to seeing their climb even after this.
Wow. Okay. One last quick question. So I just talked to a coach of another team, and since they're playing so much above their skill level, what are your thoughts on organizing like a winner versus winner bracket for the two tourneys?
What are you talking about? You really
Thank you
just
for
want to
thank you
see
for
a
your time.
stomp. And
Thank you
no,
for
I'm not
your
going to
time.
do that to my team's mental. So no,
Thank you for your time.
I reject
So
that.
I will ask the few questions to the other team's coach at this time. Are you here and ready, Mr. Emery?
Yeah. Yep.
All right,
Well, what are the
yes.
questions?
Sure. I guess for the very first question would be like, same question to you. Like, is there anything that what prep went into this tournament? What were you guys thinking? What were your thoughts?
Mhm. Yeah. Well, we met a few times as a team just to go over sort of plans for pick ban. We did a couple of practice drafts from both blue and red side, and then did a couple practice matches and VOD reviews. So just to kind of get a good idea of like where our weaknesses may lie and like how we can just sort of play better around like objectives specifically. We focused on that a lot, and
Okay.
I think that really paid off. So I was happy to see how we performed with objective control.
Was there any picks or any strats you guys were like implementing that you just didn't get to like pull out during this series?
Well, I mentioned the Viego earlier. I think that would have been fun to see from our jungler. So hopefully he gets to pick that next time. I think he could carry on that pick, so that'd be fun.
All right, yeah. Is there anything you want to say or anything you want to tell your team during this time? Because you guys had a few weeks together, got to know each other.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty awesome. Like this is my first time coaching, and it's super fun to kind of I don't know just work with people, and especially like players who are like wanna improve. Like the culture was really good, and hopefully we can uh do more stuff like this in the future. There's talk of like playing Clash together, so
Oh,
hopefully we
that's
can.
great. Making
Yeah.
friends together and improving together.
hmm
All right, Fish, is there anything else you want to say, or should we just close up here-ish? Yeah. Roles and for the players, the winner roles will be distributed along with the VODs with commentary within the next few days. It does take time because they are long VODs and uploading them will take time overnight. But by next week Monday, everything should be settled in. One thing is, yeah, and then your respective coaches will talk to you about some other things later. But for the most part, thanks to all the teams playing, you guys all really gave it your heart out for the event, and everyone showed up. I'm really grateful for that. We didn't have anyone like not take it seriously, even though it's a couple hours. And we know that there wasn't a prize pool, but we all played to improve and have fun. It was a great time, and hope to see you guys next event also. So yeah. I think that's it from me. Fish can give a closing remark if they wish. Thank you guys for showing up. Yeah, thank you so much. That
Thank
was
you.
fun. Mhm.